Oh boy, where do we begin? So I'm on my phone right now. Um, this is the first time we've had electricity in like over a week, I think. It's been fucking ages. I'm recording this. Got my phone charging right now. I'm recording this on my phone, and yeah. So to explain what happened and why I disappeared for an extended period of time, and this is mostly for so I have a way to for my friends who were concerned about my sudden disappearance to know that I'm not dead. So I live in Louisiana, and we got hit by a very big and bullshit hurricane a week ago. And there were alerts and everything getting sent out. They got sent out almost a bit too late, but they did get sent out and telling us about the hurricane and, because it came from the Gulf Coast. So we got hit pretty hard. And I wasn't really sure how much damage it was going to do because we've been through this a lot, in this general area of the country, this part of the country. Storms typically, we get fucked a lot by it. So, but this was the first time we really got hit to this magnitude, like this particular town that I live in, that I'm not going to say, but whatever. So yeah, basically what happened was the hurricane came in, and it was around like 3 a.m. whenever the power, because I was on my PC doing some stuff. I don't even remember what the hell I was doing, but I was on my PC, and it was like 3:30, I think, and the power went out. So it was at that point that I kind of like hungered down and just got out of my bed and put my headphones on and just like listened to music and just kind of tried to see how long it was going to take for this thing to go away. And it didn't really stop until, because around 3:30, it was, it wasn't really like that severe. It was like, I think it was because it was approaching this area, and that was why the power got knocked out. Because in the surrounding area, usually like sometimes the power can get knocked out, or like the phone towers might get destroyed or whatever. And it can happen from far away, and we don't even really get the weather sometimes. So that kind of happened, and I just kind of thought, okay, well, I guess the power's going to come back on later today at some point, and we might get some thunderstorm or some shit, and it'll just go away. But that's not really what happened. What happened was, for pretty much almost the rest of the day, the storm approached, and it got worse and worse, and the winds were incredibly ferocious and hard and high. And I didn't really know, obviously, because I was in my house, and no one was going to walk outside because we were not insane. But basically, by the time it was over, the storm was over some point later that day. Like, there were still like some heavy winds and stuff, but most of the storm was gone. It was moving north. I think that's where it came. It came in from the south of the country, from the Gulf, and it went north. And I think it went like northeast or something. But I wasn't even able to like keep track after like the second day because power was still out. So basically, what happened was the damage was incredible. Apparently, lots of the infrastructure was damaged here. Tons of trees everywhere were just knocked down, uprooted. Lots of power lines got knocked down. The posts were completely destroyed. I mean, it was just kind of a pandemonium. It was pretty bad. So what happened was, part of this is because our current mayor is dog shit. He's terrible. Like he sucks at everything, honestly. And he's been bad. The last few mayors we've had have been pretty bad, but this guy is completely inept. So because of his lack of response, it took several days before they kind of realized, oh shit, people are without power and we should probably do something about it. So it took several days for them to even begin mobilizing, and even then, the workers that were trying to repair everything, they were blocked, literally, because of so much of damage that was done. So it took them, that just made their jobs a lot harder and took longer for everything to happen. So this is like day 7 or day 8, and we just now, like, probably like 30 minutes ago, power, lights, and everything finally came back. So now I'm recording this because my phone's on, and thankfully, knock on wood, like, my electronics and my PC and everything is still working, so that's all good and everything. But yeah, so that's kind of explaining where I was, and it took ages, and it's completely unacceptable because we've been through this before, where you know lots of damage to the local infrastructure and everything, and it only took maybe like 3 days at worst in the past, but now it took fucking like 7 or 8. So I'm still alive, didn't die thankfully, and thankful. I mean, like the whole period was just awful. It was just like, it's fucking summer, so it's just super hot, and all you've got to warm yourself, like to cool yourself down, is like water and just handheld fans and stuff, battery powered. And we had to like go and get chests and things to put our food in so it wouldn't rot and sour and shit. We had to get like ice bags, and even then, like the people around the town, you didn't have the ability to communicate because my phone died like on the second day, and even the fucking phone towers had gotten annihilated apparently because the service was down for so goddamn long. And by the time that came back up, it didn't matter because my phone was dead, so I couldn't even communicate. I couldn't even keep in touch with the world. I didn't know what was going on. So everything was just word of mouth. And we were almost back to like, some primitive Stone Age shit in terms of quality of life and everything. You're going around town, you're trying to get ice bags that were being given out for free so you can bring those back home and put your food in different chests and whatnot and throw the ice bags in there to keep everything going. And even then, the generators are, some of them were being given out for quote unquote free, but then the people that were doing that decided we're just gonna have like a massive markup, and we're gonna start charging thousands of dollars for basic generators. So if you didn't already have a good generator, and if you weren't rich, you weren't just gonna get one, so you were fucked. And even the people that did get some, the generators were wonky. I mean, there were people. There were reports that even in this town, there were like a couple was found dead in their house because they put their generator underneath. They put their generator on the outside of the house, but it was like right next, like to an air conditioner, and they had their air conditioner on, and of course, you've got like the carbon monoxide, so they died from carbon monoxide poisoning, which is tragic, and it probably happened to more people. I don't know, and honestly, I don't want to know because that's awful, but. Yeah, it was just a shitty situation. There were just people around the town trying to like price gouge people, and giving erroneous information out to hot meals being given out for free, and people were just giving out incorrect information. It was just such a shitty, just a shitty period of time. And honestly, like our mayor, like the local government, and just their response was just atrocious, honestly. So hopefully, I'm just going to vote to get that motherfucker out of office later this year, because he just did like the worst job possible. Just literally sat on its ass for days before trying to do anything about this. So anyway, this doesn't really need to be longer. The whole thing sucked because I wasn't able to keep in touch with any of my friends or business contacts. So I just got through talking with some of my business contacts, explaining why I was gone, and now I've got like a shitload of stuff to catch up on, both in terms of news from all sorts of different things, and catching up with some of my work stuff and all that. So that's gonna be fun. But after I get all this shit sorted out, I do plan on. I was gonna stream some things, some video game shit. I can't even think straight. But yeah, that'll happen probably within the next few days when I get back to some degree of normalcy here. So this is where I was. Anyway, thanks for the people that were showing concern over my whereabouts and status. So I hope that anyone else that was affected by this, wherever, didn't have to go through this shit, and I hope they didn't get it worse. But this is the way of the land sometimes, Sometimes Mother Nature's a fucking cunt, and this was one of those times. Combined with inept local government. So anyway, 9.5 minutes, whatever. That's enough for this. Okay, peace. See you.